Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakat. Welcome to another session in Medinah Book 2. We looked at lesson 4, previous lesson. So we are going to just quickly look at some of the concepts that we already covered. Uh, Question number 1, Hajib an as'ila al-atiya, we won't look at that. And this number 2, we won't look at that because the questions are directly from the story. So we won't do that. We will look at the concepts here. Let's look at question number 3. ضع في المكان الخالي في ميال الفيل ذهب وأسنده إلى ضمير المناسب. So we are now looking here. We are going to put in place there. Remember, we have done dhahaba and this dama'ir, or the pronouns. So it means, how do we understand pronouns? A pronoun is an attachment to a fi'l. In this case, if you say dhahaba, you can say dhahabtu, dhahabta. Even dhahaba itself, it's mustatirun taqdiruhu huwa. That means the fa'ilun in this case is hidden. So we are given here a sentence. We are given a sentence, and we must be able to either to add the correct pronoun according. So, for example, al-awladu, what do we say? Ila al-malyab. So we can say dahabu. Why? Because we are referring to jamu mudakar. So we say dahabu because we're referring to jamu. We can say atalibatu ish. What do we say? Do we say dahabti, dahabtu, dahabta? We say dahabna because we refer to a group of feminine. So we say dahabna. So I want you to go through all this. It's very easy exercise, and you must be able to complete with all these. We need to know the fa'ilin we are talking about. What do we say if you want to say ana? Ana, you say dahabtu. We have done that in previous lessons. So I will leave you to that. Sahih al-jumla al-ati. So in this case, we are given this one. You need to make them correct. For example, adhabtu ila al-mustashfa ya Muhammad. So you cannot say adhabtu. You are asking yourself. It's not possible. So if you are asking a second person, what do we say? If the second person is mudakar, a mufrad or singular person who is male, we say dahabta. So if you understand damair or pronouns, here's the opportunity to make sure you understand them correctly. So you say adhabta ila. So because we are talking to Muhammad in this case, is masculine and is singular. So I want you to go through all these. Aminat wa Fatimat wa Zainab. Remember they are Jamu Mu'annath. What do we say? Do we say Raja'u? No, because Raja'u refers to Mudakar, Jamu Mudakar. So what do we say? Raja'na. Ja'na. So okay, so this is how you're going to do the rest. Just correct where it needs to be corrected. All these sentences, they are one way or the other wrong. So you need to correct that. أجب أن أسئلة الآتية بنفي مستعمل الماء. ذهبت إلى المدرسة أمس. So you're going to use to answer this question is using ma. Ma ذهبت. Ma ذهبت. I did not go. It's a very easy exercise. You just answer with ma ذهبت, ma dhahabna, ma dhahabti, ma dhahab, and so forth. So I want you to go through over this exercise. It's a very easy one. Now let's look at تعمل مما لأن لأن is two particles joined together. Li plus anna, which means anna min akhwatu inna. So the Anna that we know from Sisters of Inna, remember the Sisters of Inna? is one of them, anna. So when we add here, لأن is now giving us a reason because we've add li here, li lam of reasoning. So if we say لأن is because لأن plus huwa, this is you are responding as huwa or the third person. Say لأنه, if it is Muhammad, you say لأنه. So you can conjugate all the ma'ir there. لأنه, لأنها, when you're referring to here. If we add anta, لأنك, لأنك, and so forth. So this is how it works. رجع حامد من مدرسة لأنه مريض. So لأنه is لأن plus tamir هو. From that's هو plus لأن, it becomes لأنه. So it is feminine. رجعت آمنة من مدرسة لأنها. So we put her because it is here and so forth. So I want you to understand this very easy. اقرأ المثال ثم أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية بنعم أو بلى. So how do we use نعم and بلى? When we find a question that asks let's look at the first examples here. أذهبت إلى المدرسة الأمس؟ مدرسة الأمس. So if you want to ask someone, a second person, Hamid, to say, did you go to school yesterday? So you say, أذهبت إلى مدرسة أمس. Here you're asking the second person. The obvious answer is نعم or لا. It has only two options, لا or نعم. So in this case, we say نعم ذهبت. So the person answers نعم ذهبت. So this is the second person who's answering نعم ذهبت. Answering. Remember, ذهبت refers to the speaker. But let's look at this question now. أما ذهبت إلى مدرسة أمس? Look at the change here. We have ma now. Here we had only alif hamza. We call the hamza istifham because it's just questioning, hamza of questioning. But when it becomes ama, it now says, didn't you? It's a question coming back to you. Didn't you go to school yesterday? How do you answer that? If you agree that you didn't go, bala, bala dhahabtu. If you agree that you went to school yesterday, bala. So bala is a response to ama dhahab. Ama dhahabta ila al-madrasat ams? Bala dhahabtu. So you see the difference. Here we see naam dhahabtu when you are affirming an istifham with only one hamza. But here we say bala when you are responding to ama. So I want you to answer. Araja abuka min suk. So you ask Hamid, say, is your brother returned from the market? What do you say? Naam. Naam. Raja. Okay. Because he is huwa now in this case, your brother. So Raja. Okay. What about if you say Ama Raja Abu min suk? Remember Ama, you need to say Bala Raja'a Abi min suk. Okay. Right. So that's it. You can go through the rest and understand. But let's just finish because this is the last. Let's just finish that. أذهبت ليلى إلى الجامعة. أذهبت ليلى. What do you say? Because Layla is feminine. So Hamza to istifham. What do we say? نعم. نعم. ذهبت ذهبت إلى جامعة. What about if you say أما ذهب أخوك إلى رياض? What do we say? Remember, the catch here is ama wa a. So ama, we say bala if we agree with that. So this is some of the concepts that we have already discussed earlier in previous lesson, but this way the exercises. So if you have time, you can just go through them and understand even deeper. In next lesson, we are looking at a new concept. So jazakallah khairan, alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.